practice of procurement. Unit 4, Section 4, Information for Supplier Appraisal. We will look at how to obtain information for appraising suppliers and the means through which this information can be used to appraise in this section. At the end of this section, we should be able to solicit information for supplier appraisal using supplier questionnaires, site visits and capability surveys, references, financial appraisal, and work sampling. One tool the buying organization can use to obtain information from suppliers is by the use of supplier questionnaires. Supplier questionnaires is when detailed questionnaires are sent to potential suppliers for completion, posing a range of evaluation checklists across relevant areas. The supplying organization or the suppliers are expected to fill out the questionnaire and then submit it to the buying organization. Then the buying organization analyzes the answers provided by the suppliers and scored according to a predetermined marking scheme. The suppliers can then be rated for named products or processes as fully approved, approved, conditionally approved, or unapproved. Another means of obtaining information for supplier appraisal is through site visits and capacity surveys. So site visit here is when the buying organization visits the supplier's site or the supplier's premises where they conduct business. So the expert who will be assigned to go to the supplier's site will then observe the site in order to make a decision as to whether to approve the supplier or reject the supplier. A supplier's visit can be used for the following purposes. 1. To confirm information provided by the supplier on an appraisal questionnaire. We can't always trust our suppliers. We can't rely on the information they provide. Remember, it's a marketing tool. And as a supplying organization, definitely you would want to satisfy the buying organization in order for the business or the contract to come to you. So as a way of the buying organization confirming the information provided by the suppliers on the appraisal questionnaire, we visit their sites, we pay them visits in order to observe and confirm the information for ourselves. 2. To observe and discuss in greater detail the supplier's premises, personnel, equipment processes, and outputs. So just like the earlier points, we need to visit our supplier's sites to check the state of their equipment, the processes, how they do their things, their premises in general, how clean their premises are they being sustainable, how their employees are being treated, the attitude they have towards quality, and every other thing we need to confirm for ourselves. 3. To enable the buyer to make personal contact with supplier side account managers and other individuals whose cooperation will be relied on if delivery or other problems occur. If you sit in your office and then just be issuing emails, phone calls, letters and all that, you don't have this direct or physical contact with anybody in particular. Should a problem arise, you don't really know who exactly to contact. You can only rely on the means you've been communicating with them so far, which may not be the best. So in order to minimize some of these risks, it's better to visit their site and make some personal contacts with key people you may be needing in the future. Most organizations, as part of their audit, require their members to conduct capacity surveys. This capacity survey is used to assess the organization's ability and infrastructure to generate and use evidence to better inform decisions and improve policies or services for their customers. And it aims to provide a clear picture of an organization's capacity in terms of its strengths, weaknesses, and available assets. A capacity survey carried out as part of a supplier's audit is designed to gather detailed information about a supplier's capabilities in terms of 1. Its technical or production capabilities. So this capacity surveys is conducted in order to be certain that the supplying organization will have the knowledge and skills to deliver the product, as well as knowing the maximum amount of production that the supplying organization can produce at any point in time or at a particular point in time. How many can they produce? What is their production capacity? The capacity survey is also used to gather information about their financial capabilities. That is, we need to know the financial soundness of the organization, We need to see their financial ratios, which indicates the supply organization's efficiency, their cash flow position, their debt to equity ratios, their profitability, their financial statements, and everything that has to do with their finances. Then we have their commercial capabilities. The capacity survey is conducted in order to be certain that the supplying organization has all the means to ensure timely completion of all activities necessary for the commercialization of a product or for supplying our requirements. This will include the ability to manage their customers' accounts, the ability to handle their orders, the procedures and systems in place, the e-business systems, their distribution channels, the lead times, and so on. And finally, we have their environmental capabilities. Is the supplying organization able to carry out its productive activities in a way that limits the damage on our natural environment? How are they even disposing of their carbon footprint? Are they even investing in any reverse logistics? Do they engage in green sourcing? Everything that has to do with the environment, this environmental aspect of sustainability, we need to make sure suppliers are able to meet that or are eco-friendly. And we can gather this kind of information through capacity surveys. Another source of information for supplier appraisal is references, through references from others who have probably worked with suppliers before or know the suppliers. So they said one source of information on suppliers is to ask the opinion of their current or previous customers. One approach to this is to ask potential suppliers for their contact details of selected customers who will serve as the reference, and to contact those customers to ask about their experience with the supplier. So simply put, you just go for the suppliers list of customers, the customers they've worked with or they work with, both current and past, and then select some who will serve as reference and go to them or however you intend to reach them and then ask of their opinions about that particular supplier. Financial appraisal. It is important for an organization to perform financial appraisal on their suppliers at an early stage of the whole sourcing process. We need to know about our suppliers' finances because at the end of the day, that is what they're going to use to get the requirements for us. Financial information about suppliers can be obtained from various sources, including their published financial statements and accounts, their balance sheets, profit and loss accounts, and cash flow statements. We can also obtain financial information about our suppliers from analysis of financial statements and results in the business or trade press. Finally, we can get this information from credit rating companies. Work sampling as another way of obtaining information about suppliers for supplier appraisal. Getting samples of suppliers' works and then assessing and evaluating the sample to in order to ascertain that it meets the quality we are looking out for. So one key way of appraise using supplier quality and or to verify quality claims is to evaluate the products or services themselves. This may be done by 1. Requesting samples of the supplier's product for evaluation, randomly sampling the output of a supplier's production process as part of a site visit. That is, inspecting selected items as they come off the production line or after they have passed quality control inspection. Sampling the supplier's products and services with a small trial order, or sampling the supplier's services with a small test contract or trial period. By way of summary, we have explained how to obtain information for appraising suppliers and the means through which this information can be used to appraise. Specifically, we looked at getting information via the use of supplier questionnaires, work sampling, references, site visits and capability surveys, financial appraisal, and work sampling. Thank you.